Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin, and today we're doing another Michelle's weight loss vlog. I just got done running, so of course I'm all sweaty and gross, but I just wanted to prove to you that I'm actually out exercising daily. And you can see the beautiful Pacific Ocean behind me. I am in, I think it's Hermosa. No, it's Redondo Beach still. So I'm just heading back to my car, and today is weigh-in day. Believe it or not, it's Monday. I weigh in on Mondays, and I hope you guys do too. So get ready, get your scales out, and we'll weigh in together. See you later.
Okay guys, here you go. Full body shot. Sorry I can't get a closer up, otherwise you're not going to get a head to toe shot. But some of you out there wanted to see like the progression in the weight loss. Now remember, I'm getting on the scale. I was sick this week, very sedentary for most of the week, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a change this week. We shall see. So I'm going to go ahead and step on the scale. I'll also do a close-up of this step on the scale so you guys can actually see it. So here I go. A little bit nervous. Okay, I'm going to do this again because I didn't put both feet on actually. I did one foot at a time. So let's try this again. Here I go. Putting both feet on at the same time. Yeah, I think that's the necessary piece here. Okay, so it's 164.4, which if I was at 164.2 last week, that means that I went up by 0.2, which actually isn't too bad considering that I was literally on the couch for like 4 days, so not moving at all. So part of this calorie reduction move more program, the second half of that is moving more. So let's go ahead and give you guys a close-up of me stepping on the scale so you guys can see for yourselves. Okay guys, here is a close-up of me stepping on the scale. Hopefully you guys get to see the numbers here, and I'll try to hop on with both feet. Okay, so this time it came out as 164.2, which is actually the same. I don't know how it changed. I just literally walked over to the camera and walked back here. So I'm not sure what this scale is doing. I'll try it again. So let's step on with both feet. Yeah, so again, it's showing 164.2. So whether I gained 0.2 is debatable. We can keep it at this one. It's very confusing, but let's go over and talk about getting on the scale. Okay guys, so there you go. Anywhere between 164.2 and 164.4, which honestly isn't such a big deal. If you think about it, this glass of water that's full right now, this is probably about 10 ounces of water. So if you think about it, 2 ounces is like literally this much water. So it could just mean that I took a sip of water before the video. So we're gonna talk about scales today. Is it to weigh or not to weigh? That is the question. Now, everybody has a different opinion and emotions about this little device right here. I think people have more opinions and emotions about this little device than many other objects in the human race. This is a bathroom scale, in case you guys did not know. And as a woman, growing up from a little girl to a teenager to a woman, being on a scale is a highly emotional thing. If you are a female and you grew up as a female, then you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm not a man. I didn't grow up as a man, so I don't know. If there are guys watching this weight loss vlog, can you please post below if getting on the scale was an emotional thing for you or is an emotional thing for you? Because it's kind of like women tend to tie in their self-worth to their weight. And I don't know if that's the way it is today, but that certainly was the way it was when I was growing up, and even as a young adult into womanhood. Really, people, they literally weigh their self-worth on the numbers on the scale. And having worked for Weight Watchers, and having been through Weight Watchers, so as I mentioned, I worked for their corporate program in 2008 to 2009. I would go to people's workplaces and bring the scales and bring all the materials and do a meeting there at lunchtime at various corporations. And it's really interesting because you learn more about people's sense of not only, but self-worth tied to their weight when you see them getting on the scale. And myself included, believe me, it's almost like you have to surrender to the scale gods to ask them if your day will be good or be bad. I really lived a lot of my life being a slave to that number on the scale. And I really let it determine whether I was going to have a good week or bad week, or a good day or a bad day, or whether I was going to stick to my weight loss program or not stick to my weight loss program. And if you can relate, please post it in the comment section below, because as a woman, I really tied in my self-worth to the number on the scale a lot for a very long time. And if you think about it, it's so ridiculous because it's an object of measurement. That's all it is. It's an object of measurement to give you a clue as to where you are for certain purposes. That's all it is. And we really, as women, especially men maybe too now, but just tying in our self-worth and like the way we feel about ourselves in relation to that number on the scale. Any other method of measurement, we don't typically do that. Maybe boob size, I don't know. I'm a lady, but you know, maybe that too. But honestly, if this is a table, if I were to like take out a measuring tape and measure the table, I wouldn't get emotional about it, but somehow we get emotional about this method of measurement. So the point is, when you're on a weight loss program, the question comes around to, do you weigh in or do you not weigh in? Seriously, is that a system of measurement or check-in with yourself that you want to do? Or is it something that you don't want to do? I know a lot of people who go on weight loss programs and dieting programs and they're like, no, I just feel better in my clothes. And that's kind of my measurement to see if I'm doing well on my weight loss program. Or some people say, I take measurements of my limbs and stomach and waist and hips and all of that. I don't really do that. I think it's far too complicated, and I can obviously tell if my clothes are fitting better, but for me, the scale, getting on the scale, and I would suggest only getting on the scale once a week at the same time every week, about the same time every week. It'll just give you a snapshot as to where you are in your weight loss journey. And that snapshot portrait of how you're doing is just to see, am I going in the right direction? Or do I need to make course corrections? It's really that. It's like, am I on the right track or am I not on the right track? So if I were to take the snapshot today of 164.2, between 164.2 and 164.4, I would say I'm on the right track because I didn't gain weight. Okay, I'm on the right track because I didn't gain weight, but I could do better in certain areas. I wrote down a couple of goals for myself in what I can do better at for this coming week. I looked, so I usually do my exercise program in the morning. I do my running in the morning, my walk. I alternate kind of between run and walk just to not fatigue myself. I try to get to the gym a couple times a week, 2 to 3 times a week for weightlifting. But on the days that I'm not going to the gym in the afternoon, because I work from home, sitting is part of that. So I added, well, first stick to my calorie counts, and I really want to stick to the 1,400 calories per day. So I did not stick to that this week. Some days I did it, some days I didn't. And like I mentioned in my last video, the day that I didn't stick to it, but I didn't go out to eat, I still went about 150 calories or 175 calories more over that 1,400 calorie point. So this week, I'm really going to make a concerted effort to stick to that 1,400 calories. And also what I'm going to do is on the days that I'm not going to the gym or not doing another activity, because I also do salsa dancing. So I'm going to add an extra 20 to 30 minute walk at 4:20 p.m. because I looked at the sunset. It sets right this week. It's going to be around 4:48 p.m. So right before the sun sets, about a half an hour before the sun sets, I'm going to get out there and just do an extra walk. And I'm going to see if by sticking to my 1,400 calorie max all week. And by adding that extra walk on the days that I'm not doing gym time, I'm gonna see if that's gonna make a difference. So what I also had to do was I had to break it down into breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. For my breakfast, I wanted to max out at 399 calories, and I kept it at that number because that's typically what I'm doing. I wanted to keep it at that number. Lunch is about 400 calories, dinner is 451, and snack is 150. That's where I'm keeping it at this week, you guys. So getting on the scale, really, it's not about your self-worth. You have to wean yourself from that belief that I live by or die by the number on the scale, and my day is going to be good or bad depending on the number that is on the scale. Because believe me, I have done this for years and years and years and years. I have let myself get scared, be disappointed, get depressed, be elated by the number on the scale, and it's just a check mark. It's like it's checking in. It's a checkpoint. It's like, okay, so now that I know this number, where do I go from here? Where do I need to go from here? It's super duper important that you see where you're at and where you need to go. Because if you don't think about where you need to go, you're not going to get to your destination, right? It's kind of like in the olden days when they had maps and you start driving and you know where you want to go, but you don't know how to get there. And so sometimes in the olden days, before we had GPSs and smartphones, we had to get out a map. And when you got out a map, you had to like look at the streets where you were at, look at the crossroads, and look at your destination and see what road you might need to take next. And so that's really what getting on the scale is all about. And look, it's so dusty. It's so weird. I have used this. I just used it last week. Why is it so dusty? So it's just a snapshot to see where you're at, where you're going. What I want you guys to do is don't be afraid. Get on the scale today. Get that snapshot number. Just get the snapshot number. Don't get emotional about it. Think about it as just, this is where I'm at and this is where I want to go. See where you're at today. Make a plan for this week as to where you want to go. Where do you want to be in a week? Where do you want to go? And then remember to celebrate your successes. What little successes did you have today? What small victories did you have today that are going to keep you going throughout your day and into tomorrow? So I will see less of you guys next time. So why don't you get up off your booty and come dance with me? Come dance with me. Come dance with me. Get up off your booty and come dance with me. Come dance with me. Come dance with me. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. See you guys next time.